So the ANC President, Cyril Ramaphosa, is leading members of the National Executive Committee on the 2021 local government elections campaign. This weekend, political parties are campaigning across all 9 provinces and in almost all municipal areas of the country as voter registration opens. Let's bring in Samkele Maseko. He's live for us in Soweto right now. Samkele, very good morning to you. Busy morning already. In Soweto, you had a chance to engage with the ANC President a short while ago. Big takeaways for you?
The biggest takeaway they played was essentially the president of the ANC speaking on the outcomes of the Constitutional Court this afternoon on that case brought by the Democratic Alliance against the IEC for reopening up the re-registration of candidates, particularly which was seen as opening up that bit of a loophole for the African National Congress to register its candidates across 93 municipalities. The ANC president saying that they are in anticipation that the Constitutional Court will rule in their favor, particularly knowing that there were glitches with the IEC system and that the arguments that they put forth were in line with what the IEC had put in line for the regulations and for the registration of candidates, and also saying that if the IEC rules against them, they will take that judgment on the chin and that they will abide by it as the law-abiding organization that they are. And particularly the second one was the question on the Commissioner of Correctional Services, Arthur Fraser, releasing former President Jacob Zuma on medical parole, and whether that Arthur Fraser did inform President Cyril Ramaphosa beforehand, before that particular decision was taken. The president saying that he became to know of that particular decision once the Commissioner of Correctional Services, Arthur Fraser, had taken that decision. He shied away and refused to answer the question of whether he knew beforehand, definitely before it was announced that former President Jacob Zuma would be released on medical parole, but just said once the decision was taken by the Commissioner of Correctional Services, Arthur Fraser, he was then informed.
Pertinent questions indeed. Let's listen to what the ANC President had to say a short while ago.
I'm strong, very strong, rearing to go, to get stuck into electioneering and campaigning. Our people are ready to vote for the ANC so that we can win municipality after municipality. That is our intention.
But you failed to register candidates in 93 municipalities.
That's a technical glitch. Now and again, organizations and movements do have technical glitches. And we're a big movement of more than 1 million members, and we're the only party that has registered almost 9,000 candidates. And here and there will be glitches. Every year we do have glitches, and this year they were exacerbated by COVID-19. So we've taken it in our stride, we've corrected what needed to be corrected. Yesterday, the National Executive Committee received a very positive and good forward-looking report that demonstrated that all the technical glitches were corrected, and now we are ready. The engine is running and we're about to take off.
Mr. President, what are you anticipating the Constitutional Court will say this afternoon once it gives you their judgment on the DA, on the IEC versus the DA on the particular matter of registration of your candidates?
Well, we've taken a view that the position that we've put forward is a correct position. It's a legally correct and it's a robust position. So we expect a positive outcome, and if it's negative, we will take it in our stride. We are that type of organization that is law-abiding, that will take the decision of the court as the final word. But we are optimistic.
Did you know that Arthur Fraser was going to release former President Zuma?
Arthur Fraser is the commissioner of prisons, and he took the decision as he did. After receiving the report, he then took the decision, and I got to hear once the decision was taken.
So he never told you beforehand?
He took the decision as he is entitled to do as the commissioner and the minister as well. Thank you.
The engine is running and we're about to take off, says ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa. Those are the words. One thing I always say that our political reporters like yourself have an advantage is that you look at things holistically. You look at body language. You look at optics in general. You know the backstory. When you take all of that into consideration, what would you say is the mood among ANC members going forward in this local government elections? Confident?
Well, Blaine, from starting off yesterday with the National Executive Committee meeting, I had an opportunity to eavesdrop on, if one may put it like that. One may say that they are on the back foot and they acknowledge their mistakes in government. And also they are saying that they've made a number of strides and they are confident that their electoral fortunes will not be as dismal as it was in the 2016 local government elections. They are saying that they are anticipating to maintain their current position. If they were to drop, they were to drop by 1 or 2%. If they were to grow, which is what they are hoping for, they will may grow by 2-3%, which is highly unlikely. But one may put it like this in a sense that it seems as if their elections man, their head of elections, Fikile Mbalula, is seemingly revving them up and hyping up their attention, particularly listening to his inputs in the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress yesterday. He was saying that this election campaign of the ANC must be led by young people of the African National Congress. They must be flooding social media spaces, as you've seen with the NYTT of the ANC Youth League, led by Nangaba Mushlaud and Joy Malamlela, the coordinator of that NYTT. They've been all over the country in addressing those various gatherings of young people. We've also been seeing them taking up the Twitter spaces alongside the economic freedom fighters, which had their own gatherings on Twitter in the course of the week. So it seems as if they have decided to have a grassroots-based campaign where all of the National Executive Committee members of the ANC are split across all 9 provinces of the country. There will be no flooding of officials of the ANC by NEC members, as you've seen here today. I've only seen two ANC NEC members here with the president of the ANC. It's the national spokesperson, Pulema Abe, it's the head of elections, Fikile Mbalula, and the rest are PEC members of the ANC, which is 2 of them. And then there are 3 or 4 REC members of the ANC with the president of the ANC, which would mean that all of the political heavyweights of the governing party are across the length and breadth of the Republic of South Africa. I do know that the likes of Ronald Lamula, the ANC NEC member in NWC, he's in the Eastern Cape. The national chairperson, Gwede Mantashe, is in the Northwest Province, where he largely focuses on ANC campaigns. Remember, in the 2019 general election, he was also based frequently in the Northwest Province. You'd remember that he frequently goes to that particular province. The Treasurer General of the ANC, Paul Mashatile, is all over Gauteng as well. It's just the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, Jesse Duarte, who's probably monitoring all the ANC campaigns from Luthuli House. And you've also got the Deputy President of the ANC, whose campaign has not yet been made public on where he will be, particularly knowing that he had an intensive government program in the past 2 weeks since his return from Russia from seeking medical attention. But it seems as if the ANC has put its own internal issues on abeyance for now and have sent all of their National Executive Committee members, all of their PEC members, PWC, all their REC members on the ground, all their zonal leaders on the ground to campaign for the governing party. And the most interesting point here, Blaine, they have not yet indicated when they will be announcing the mayoral candidates of all 8 metro municipalities in the country. Fikile Mbalula, the head of elections, said that they will be conducting interviews in the coming weeks as they are campaigning. But what we do know and what we've heard from the grapevine is that the announcement of those mayoral candidates will only come after voting is done, in order to avert a situation that happened in the 2016 local government elections, where people were shouting, "No Sputla, no vote in Tshwane," where Tshwane was burnt down by disgruntled ANC members when Thoko Didiza was announced as the mayoral candidate of that specific municipality. And they are going back where? They are going back to Pitoli. They are going back to Tshwane to try and reclaim lost ground and hold their elections manifesto launch on the 27th of September in Tshwane as they try to reclaim lost ground in that municipality, which is pretty much fractured along ANC lines. When you look at the battles between the chairperson Kgoshima Yepa and the REC member Franz Bushilo, which is pretty much a replica of what happened in the 2016 local government elections when the late Mapiti Matsena was at war with the then mayor and then regional chairperson of the ANC within that particular region, Dr. Cyril Ramaphosa, who is now the head of infrastructure in the presidency and also an ANC, PEC and PwC member in Gauteng.
Takeaways that I got from Fikile Mbalula the other day during that media briefing was that those interview processes with regards to the mayors is a very important part. He was saying that it's just not part of a process. It's not a full conclusion in terms of where you are on the list that you will become mayor. So big takeaway in terms of that. Brother Maseko, thank you very much indeed. You are indeed our eyes and ears on the ground. Come back to us with any further developments. We'll get you on air, get the view at the very latest. So, as Samkele was saying, the ANC is not the only party campaigning today and tomorrow. We've got a sense of where some of the parties are. We have a graphic, let's put it up, get the viewers a sense of where political parties will be in your province. So this is